Chapter 1: The Sound of Silence. In a medium-security prison, nestled among towering pines and misty mountains, the dichotomy of confinement and natural beauty establishes an atmosphere of haunting serenity. As the camera pans through the stark gray walls, the ambient sounds of the forest, birds chirping and leaves rustling, emerge gently, accompanied by a soft, reflective piano melody. Our narrator, a former inmate turned journalist, introduces us to this complex world, where lives are cast in shadows, yet flickers of hope persist. In this place, he begins, the silence is deafening, filled with unspoken fears and dreams. The foreboding bars symbolize a loss of freedom, yet outside, nature flourishes, reminding inmates of a life beyond the walls. It is here, amidst the oppressive reality of their circumstances, that stories of humanity, resilience, and redemption will unfold, a journey where despair intertwines with the persistent whisper of hope within the heart. Chapter 2: Day 1: The Weight of Walls. Day 1: I can't shake this feeling of dread that weighs heavier than the steel doors closing behind me. Just yesterday I was free, a canvas of possibilities. Now I'm just a number. My name is Alex, and I'm 21, charged with a crime I barely understand. The walls of this small cell loom over me, painted in shades of gray, echoing my uncertainty. As I sit on the rough cot, I catch glimpses of the outside world through a tiny barred window. The sky is blue, and the trees sway in the wind, a constant reminder of what I've lost. But then I think of my sketches, the way they transported me beyond reality. I'm determined to find a spark of inspiration amid the confines of this prison. With every pencil stroke, I hope to reclaim a piece of myself, to remember I'm more than my mistakes. The haunting melody fades as the entry concludes, leaving space for reflection on the weight of loss and the flicker of hope. Chapter 3: Day 10: A Teacher's Resilience. Diary entry by the former teacher. Day 10. I never imagined I'd find purpose within these walls. The air is thick with despair, yet amidst it I see sparks of hope. Today I met a group of eager learners, their faces weary but filled with a desire to break free, if only through knowledge. I shared my worn textbooks, and with every page we turned, the atmosphere shifted. I can see it in their eyes. They long to rewrite their narratives. In a place designed to isolate, we are defying that fate by fostering a community of learning. One student, a young man named Marcus, struggled with self-doubt. Encouraging him to explore his potential ignited a resilient flame. We discussed Shakespeare not just as literature, but as life lessons. The power of redemption is tangible here. Though imprisoned, we are not lost. We're learning to build a future, inch by precious inch. Chapter 4: Day 20: Moments of Kindness. Diary entry. Day 20. In here, the weight of the world presses down on all of us. But today, I witnessed something that cut through the heaviness. During lunch, I watched as Carlos, a burly man with tattoos snaking up his arms, noticed the new guy sitting alone, staring blankly at his tray. It reminded me of my first days when the loneliness felt insurmountable. Instead of ignoring him, Carlos reached out, sharing his extra portion of bread. That simple act sparked a conversation, laughter even. It echoed in the cold cafeteria, filling the silence with warmth. It's moments like these that remind us we're not just defined by our pasts, but by how we choose to show up for each other. In here, kindness can feel revolutionary. Maybe, just maybe, we're all learning to be better versions of ourselves, one small act at a time. As I put down my pencil, I realize that even in the darkest places, the light of humanity still shines through. Chapter 5: The Warden's Insight. The human behind the uniform. In the hushed corridors of the medium-security prison, Warden David Thompson's footsteps echo softly, carrying with them a sense of purpose. Behind these walls, he begins, his voice steady and empathetic, are not just criminals. They are individuals filled with untapped potential. With a commitment to progressive rehabilitation, he shares the innovative programs initiated under his guidance, from art therapy to vocational training. I believe in planting seeds of change, he continues, reflecting on the transformative power of education and community. When inmates see their worth, they begin to rewrite their narratives. He recalls a recent success story of an inmate who, through dedication and hard work, secured a scholarship for a trade school. Warden Thompson's philosophy underscores his unwavering belief that every person can change. Even in the darkest places, hope can flicker, igniting a journey toward redemption and a new life beyond the bars. Chapter 6, Day 30, Reaching Out. Day 30. The silence in here is deafening, but it's the letters that bring me back to life. Today, I poured my heart into a note for my daughter, hoping she can feel my love through the paper. Every word is a bridge to the world outside, but also a reminder of the distance between us. I write about the moon, the same moon she looks at from our backyard. Look for the stars, I tell her. They'll always guide you home. My thoughts drift to her laughter and the way her eyes light up when she's excited. I often wonder what she thinks of me now. Will she be proud or ashamed? I need her to know I'm working hard to be a better man, a better father, one who deserves to hold her close again. Writing these letters is my way of fighting for our future, even when I feel so far away. Chapter 7, Day 43, A Ray of Light. Day 43. I often sit in the corner of my cell, a patch of sunlight spilling through the barred window, illuminating the forgotten corners of my mind. I've found a way to breathe life into these cracked walls. With every stroke of my pencil, I sketch the memories of a world I once knew. A vibrant cafe with laughter spilling over its door, a sunset casting its golden glow over the horizon. Each sketch becomes a whisper of hope, a reminder that beyond these bars, life still flows. I share my art with others. It sparks conversations and ignites dreams of freedom. My sketches aren't just drawings, they're a lifeline, connecting me to the outside world and to the man I want to be. In this cage, I rediscover my passion, my purpose. No matter how bleak it feels, I know that creativity can transform despair into light. Chapter 8, The Talent Show, Breaking Barriers. The prison yard buzzed with anticipation as inmates gathered for the long-awaited talent show, a rare moment to showcase their hidden abilities. Amidst the hardened exterior, excitement crackled in the air, knitting together rivals into allies. The young artist stepped onto the makeshift stage, clutching his sketches, a visual story of his journey through despair toward hope. One by one, inmates shared their talents, from soulful singing to spoken-word poetry, revealing their vulnerabilities in the spotlight. Each performance brought echoes of laughter and tears, illuminating the shared struggles behind bars. As emotions ran high, the barriers of animosity began to dissolve, replaced by a deep sense of camaraderie and support. The audience, once divided by their pasts, now cheered together, united in a fleeting moment of humanity. That night, amidst the clapping and encouragement, the inmates discovered that creativity could be a bridge to connection, proving that even in confinement, the spirit of community could flourish. Chapter 9, Day 60, The Price of Mistakes. Day 60. Every day here feels like a reminder of my failures, a weight I carry in the silence of my cell. I've lost count of how many times I've replayed that night in my mind. The flashes of anger, the shattering glass, and how it all spiraled into this darkness. I've worn these walls like a second skin, each scratch and every crack in the concrete echoing the years I've robbed from those I loved. The regret eats at my insides like a constant gnawing. Will I ever find forgiveness, or will I always be haunted by the ghosts of my choices? Yet each morning I wake, I find strength in small moments. A chat with my bunkmate, a smile from the warden, an unexpected act of kindness from a fellow inmate. Perhaps there's a way to transform this guilt into something meaningful, to learn from this pain and step into the light. In this entry, a long-term inmate reflects on the burden of regret and the struggle for redemption amidst the harsh realities of prison life. Chapter 10, Love Behind Bars, Bonds and Longings, Day 72. I close my eyes and picture my daughter's face. It feels like ages since I last held her, but the love we share fills the empty spaces of this cell. Each letter she sends is a breath of fresh air. I tell her about my days, the small victories, and my dreams of being a better man for her sake. When I read her words, it's like I can see the future we could have, a life outside these walls, laughing and rebuilding what I've shattered. In this chapter, the emotional weight of separation from family comes alive. Voice actors bring forth the raw emotions of longing and love, as inmates express their deepest fears and hopes regarding their relationships. Through heartfelt letters, Inmates share their determination to change, motivated by the children they left behind. These connections not only humanize their experience but also inspire listeners to consider how incarceration impacts families, creating a poignant reminder of the love that endures, even in the darkest places. Chapter 11, Facing the Future, Goals. Day 60, The Weight of Possibility. As the sun broke through the grim prison windows, I felt a renewed sense of purpose wash over me. Today marked a significant milestone, my test for the GED. I had spent countless evenings in the library, poring over textbooks while the world beyond the walls faded away. The promise I made to my daughter propelled me through the long nights and the endless doubts. In my diary, I penned, "This isn't just about a piece of paper, it's a chance to rewrite my story. I want her to know her father can change, can strive to become better." The day of the test was filled with anxiety, but as I sat down, I channeled all my fears into determination. Each question was a step toward freedom, a chance to break the cycle. I walked out with hope in my heart, knowing that no matter the outcome, I had taken a step toward a brighter future. Chapter 12, Day 90, Reflections on Time. Day 90. As I sit in my cell, watching the sun set behind the misty mountains, I find myself reflecting on the time I've spent here. 90 days may seem like a drop in the ocean of this prison's history, but for me, it feels like a lifetime. Each day has been a lesson, some painful, others enlightening. I've learned that time is both a thief and a teacher. It steals moments of joy, but also grants the opportunity for introspection. I've formed unexpected friendships that transcend the concrete walls around us, binding us together through shared pain and hope. I'm beginning to understand that while my past actions led me here, they do not define me. I have choices to make, and with each sunrise, I feel a renewed sense of purpose. Perhaps this place, so often seen as a cage, can also be a crucible for transformation. This chapter captures the profound reflections of a long-term inmate as he contemplates the transformation that occurs through time spent in prison. Chapter 13, The Ripple Effect, Impact of Incarceration. As the camera pans across the prison yard, the sounds of birds chirping contrast starkly with the heavy atmosphere of confinement. In this chapter, we delve into the broader consequences of incarceration, revealing the invisible scars that extend into families and communities. A former inmate, now a mentor, reflects on the struggles of his children who bear the weight of his choices. "They grew up with my absence," he shares, voice trembling. Interspersed with poignant interviews, we hear from partners and parents who express their feelings of abandonment and resilience, weaving a tapestry of sorrow and strength. A mother describes waiting each day for her son's letters, her hope intertwined with the pain of separation. Through these stories, we capture the ripples of incarceration, how one person's actions resonate far beyond prison walls, affecting relationships and fostering a cycle of hardship and transformation.